and changed my mindset entirely. It can change a lot for you, my guy. So let's do it. Yeah.
There have been many stories about characters discovering that reality isn't real at all.
Yep.
What is Plato's allegory of the cave?
What is Plato's allegory of the cave?
The allegory of the cave is a selection from a larger work called The Republic, written about 375 BCE by the Greek philosopher Plato.
Facts. I know that.
To illustrate these ideas,
And I
Plato
know this
uses
picture.
an allegory,
Yup.
which is a form of storytelling that uses symbolism to represent larger or complex ideas. So,
Yes.
what happens in Plato's allegory?
Yes, that's. Just remember this picture, bro. That's it. Just remember this picture. Chapter 1, the allegory of the cave.
It begins with a group of prisoners who have lived their entire lives in a cave. They are chained to a wall, unable to turn their heads. So all they see is a wall onto which shadows are projected. Above and behind them is a fire that other men use to cast these shadows. They hold up statues and figures of animals, occasionally making noises like a puppet show in silhouette. Because this is all the prisoners have known, the shadows are their perceived reality.
Say it.
One of these prisoners is set free and turns to see the fire behind them. The prisoner is told that the shadows were merely an illusion. The brightness of the fire hurts his eyes as he struggles to perceive this new reality. The prisoner is then dragged fully out of the cave and into the glaring sunlight. Once the prisoner's eyes have adjusted, however, he will slowly realize that this reality is far more real than the one he knew before. Instead of the mere shadow of a tree, he sees an actual tree. The prisoner then returns to share this enlightenment with his fellow prisoners. But as he re-enters the cave, he's effectively blind once again, for his eyes are no longer accustomed to the darkness. Seeing his blindness, his fellow prisoners assume that he has completely lost his mind. They mock him for leaving the cave in the first place, and vow to kill him if he tries to make them do the same. There ends the story. So what are we meant to take away from this allegory?
That's the story. Hey, man. Hey. These first 3 videos on the channel are for people to understand my mindset, right? So with that story, I looked at college as the pictures on the wall. When I woke up, like, damn, this is not the only way you can live your life. You don't have to go in all this debt, nigga. Once I did find that out, I ain't gonna lie, me personally, I got mad at the world in a way, but you can't do that, my brother. You can't. Hey, I'm gonna let them finish the explanation before I. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's look at the various meanings and interpretations.
Various meanings and interpretations. Chapter 2.
Just like The Matrix, Plato's allegory
Think
of
of
the
like the
cave
Matrix.
deals with
Exactly.
big
I ain't even
questions.
seen the movie, but
The quest for enlightenment,
I ain't even seen the movie The Matrix. But the red pill, blue pill shit, I've been hearing about that for years. The 2-hour video that I watched to explain it, they brought up The Matrix. Crazy, bro.
Remember, all I'm offering is the
This
truth,
is the scene.
nothing more.
How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply
I
electrical
gotta watch
signals
this,
interpreted
bro.
by your
Yeah,
brain.
I do gotta watch
and
this as a movie junkie.
in the cave allegory, Plato describes the journey from ignorance to enlightenment, much like the process Thomas Anderson endures to become Neo.
Why my eyes, sir?
You've never used them before.
As Plato describes,
It is a bar. Nigga said, why do your eyes hurt? You never used them before. Oh my God! That's a bar.
describes, the journey upwards is the ascent of the soul into the intellectual world. Those who seek and attain this enlightenment would understand greater truths about our existence.
There is no spoon?
Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
The knowledge Neo attains becomes a great weapon against the machines. Plato argues that in order to create a utopian society, we should be ruled by those who have seen the light.
Hey, don't judge me because I ain't seen The Matrix, okay? It came out in 99, Nick. I'm a Gen Z. I was born in 01, okay? I'ma watch it though, hop off.
That in order to create a utopian society, we should be ruled by those who have seen the light. rather than those who choose to
Only
see
the
only the
shadows.
shadows.
I choose the Matrix.
The Matrix isn't real.
I disagree, Trinity.
After he learns the truth, Neo reluctantly becomes this leader, the one who will free the rest of us. But where the Matrix diverts from Plato is in the ending.
And it's supposed to be
Those whom
another
Neo
Matrix movie
liberates
coming out. Let me know in
treat
the
him
comments,
as a
bro.
savior, not as a threat.
Lock in. You know what I'm saying? Lock in, bro.
In most interpretations, the prisoners represent us, the average person. But who are the shadow makers and puppeteers? In The Matrix, these are the machines and their representative, Agent Smith. But they might represent any authority or power structure. They could be politicians whose aim is to keep us passive and
It
ignorant.
is.
There's
It
100%
is.
certainty of impact.
Call it 70% and let's move on.
But it's not even close to 70%.
You cannot go around saying to people that there's a 100% chance that they're going to die. You know, it's just...
They could even be our parents, imposing their own beliefs on us before.
I didn't think he was gonna do it, but he did it. In the 2-hour video, this is one of the main things he said, bro. The way you were brought up, bro, you could be living only in their perspective, the way they seen the world, and not, this shit deep. Hey, mom and dad, I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been amazing. You can't take your parents' mindset, bro. You're two totally different generations for a reason, bro. But once I would kind of, you know what I'm saying, in a way, you got to learn to think for yourself.
They could even be
I
our
didn't think he was gonna
parents,
do it.
imposing their own beliefs on us before we form them for ourselves.
That's my little scholar. Today,
think he was
honor
gonna do it,
student.
but he did.
Tomorrow, UN Secretary General. The ancestors would be so proud.
We're still studying the allegory of the cave because the questions Plato asks are still relevant. And for storytellers,
Still relevant,
we get a
bro.
perfect example of an allegory that can be interpreted in many ways.
And look, you know, I knew the allegory of the cave already, but I haven't thought about it being applied to storytelling. Never stop learning, bro. This is the kind of channel I want this to be, man. I want us to grow.
Let's look a little closer at what writers can take from Plato's
Yes,
allegory.
sir. Teach me. Hey, actually, bro.
Whether you're working in theatre, film, fiction, or even video games, there is a lot of inspiration for storytellers to find in Plato's
Facts,
allegory.
bro. Bro, the video is finna stop getting entertaining because I'm dead ass finna take notes from this shit. Because no matter how you was raised a certain way. And you have a certain perspective on the world, your certain worldview. And you must challenge that. Because if you don't, you are a slave to it, literally. Like them prisoners in the bottom of that cave. Once you challenge that worldview, the way you see the world is not over. It's phase 2, my nigga, and it's harder than being in phase 1 because now you know, and now you have a choice to make if you gonna keep moving forward or fall back into the deep dark depths of the cave. Oh, I'm spinning today, boy. Now that I got these first 3 vids out, y'all know my mindset. Y'all know where I'm headed. Let's do it. Catch y'all in this video, gang. Yes, sir.